Hello friends, in this video we are going to see about the access modifiers in Java. So as the name suggests, the access modifier, it can be used to set the visibility or the accessibility of classes, interfaces, variables, methods, constructors, data members, and so on. So it helps Java to restrict the scope of a constructor, class, variable, method, or data member. So there are totally four types of access modifiers available in Java: default, private, protected, and public. These four access modifiers have the accessibility, and it's been divided into four divisions. So first is accessible by classes in the same package. The next is accessible by classes in other packages. The next is accessible by subclasses in the same package. The next is accessible by subclasses in other packages. So the public has the accessibility with these four divisions, and the protected has not accessibility with classes in other packages, and default has not have the accessibility in other packages and by subclasses in other packages, and the private doesn't have the accessibility in these four divisions. So that's the access modifiers works in Java. So we are going to see a small example. So in this image, the method name method 1 is given and declared by the keyword as public, and method 2 is given and declared by the keyword private. And public can be accessed by other classes also, but private cannot be accessed by other classes. So these two keywords are the access modifiers used in Java programs, and it is also known as visibility modifiers. And the four access modifiers, the first is default. The first one is has the visibility only within the package. Private has the visibility within the class, and protected has the visibility within the package and with its subclasses. Public has the visibility with all over the program and anywhere of the program. So first we are going to see detailed about the default access modifier. So it doesn't have explicitly a keyword as default, but by defaultly it accesses the modifier and specify the access modifier for classes, methods, variables, etc. So if, for example, the package name, the class name, the method name, and the println. So if we run this program, here the logger class has the default access modifier. How? Means the class is visible to all the classes that belong to the package default package. So however, if we try to use the logger class in another class outside of the package, it gets into a compilation error. So that's it. So thus the default package can only be accessed or visible within the package. It cannot be accessed outside or in any other packages. So thus the default access modifier works in Java. The next is private access modifier. When variables and methods are declared as private, they cannot be accessed outside of the class. It can be accessed only within the class. So if we see an example, here the class name is given and the string name is declared as private variable, and the main class main method has been defined here. Object is created and the private variable is accessed here, and the field from another class it is accessed. So the private can only be accessed within the class, but here it is accessed from another class, and thus the program gives the output as an error because the private has been accessed from another class. So that's the error is generated because we are trying to access the private variable of the data class from the main class. Yeah, that's we get the error. So thus we see the private access modifiers works in Java only within the class and not outside of the class. The next is protected access modifier. So when the methods or data members are declared as protected, so we can access them within the same package, and also we can access them from its subclasses. For example, here the animal is given as the class name, and the display of method is given by the keyword protected access modifier, and the output is printed here. And again the next class is defined, and it inherits and it extends the main class animal, and the main method is defined here, and an object is created, and the method is accessed by the object name. So here the object is accessed with the protected method name. So the output we get what we have defined in the system.out.println as. So in the above example, we have a protected method named display of inside the animal class. So the animal class is inherited by the dog class. So thus the protected access modifier works. It works only within the package and only within its subclasses, and not within the other packages and not with the other outside of the subclasses. It doesn't work. So thus the protected works here. Protected works within the same package and into the subclasses. So here in the program, the class dog is the subclass, and at the end of the program, the object named dog is declared and accessed from the subclass method name. So there is no error and we get the output. If we have given the method name outside of the package, we cannot access here. Or if we give the method name outside of the subclass, it cannot be accessed and it gets the compilation error. So thus the protected access modifier works here. The next is public access modifier. So when methods, variables, classes and so on are declared as public, then we can access them from anywhere. So the public access modifier has no scope restrictions. So yeah, in this program, the class name, before the class name and before the variable, we have given as the keyword access modifier public, and before the method name also we have given the keyword as public. So at the end of the program there is no error and the output comes, because the public keyword of the access modifier can be accessed anywhere from anywhere of the program, and it doesn't has any scope restrictions. So thus the public access modifier works in Java. So here it's given that access modifiers are mainly used for encapsulation. And encapsulation is nothing but binding the data and methods together into a single unit. So in encapsulation, we use access modifiers to help us to control what part of a program can access the members of a class. So if misuses of data happens, it can be prevented by these access modifiers in Java. So we use the access modifiers in Java programs to prevent the data and to control the access, the members of the classes in the part of a program. So thus the access modifiers works in Java. I hope you have understood the concept of the access modifiers in Java and why do we use them in the Java programs. So thank you. We will see in the next video.